If you cry easily, you've probably heard this before. You're too sensitive. Why do you always cry? You need to toughen up. Sometimes it's said jokingly. Sometimes it's said with frustration. Sometimes it's said with disappointment. But no matter how it's said, it lands the same way. And after hearing it enough times, you start asking yourself something dangerous. What's wrong with me? You start wondering why other people seem to hold it together while you feel everything so intensely. Why tears show up during arguments. Why your voice cracks when emotions rise. Why even happiness can overwhelm you. But here's the truth psychology doesn't say loudly enough. People who cry easily are not weak. They are not broken. And they are not emotionally unstable. Their brains are simply wired differently. And once you understand how that wiring works, you realize something surprising. Crying easily isn't a flaw. It's a signal of depth, sensitivity, and a nervous system that feels the world more intensely than most. Today, we're going to talk about the psychology behind people who cry easily, what is really happening in their brains, why emotions hit them so fast, and why the very thing they've been shamed for might actually be one of their greatest strengths. Let's start with something simple. Crying is not a personality flaw. It's not immaturity. It's not a lack of emotional control. Crying is a biological process. When you cry, your body releases stress hormones, like cortisol, through tears. This means crying is not random. It's purposeful. In other words, crying is your nervous system's way of saying, "This is too much. I need relief." It's the same system that makes your heart beat faster under stress, makes your palms sweat, makes your stomach tighten. Crying is just the visible version of that response. So when tears come quickly, it doesn't mean you're failing at emotional control. It means your system is responding faster than others. People who cry easily don't store pressure. They don't bottle emotions for long periods. Their bodies release emotional tension early. And that difference matters more than most people realize. Some people are emotionally sensitive. Not dramatic. Not fragile. Not attention-seeking. Sensitive. Psychology often calls this high emotional responsiveness. What does that actually mean? It means their brains detect emotional cues faster, process feelings more deeply, react more intensely to emotional stimuli for them. Emotions don't stay on the surface. They move through the body. A sad movie doesn't just make them sad. It lingers. A harsh tone doesn't just register as sound. It feels personal. A moment of kindness can bring tears just as easily as pain. Their emotional volume knob is turned up, not because they're weak, but because their brains are highly tuned. And here's something important. People like this often feel emotions accurately, not excessively. They notice shifts in tone, unspoken tension, hidden emotions. They feel what others miss. Deep inside your brain is a small structure called the amygdala. Think of it as your emotional alarm system. Its job is to scan for emotional significance, threat, loss, rejection, attachment. Meaning in people who cry easily, this alarm system is highly responsive. It activates quickly. That means emotional peaks happen faster. The body reacts sooner. Tears come earlier not because the emotion is bigger, but because the signal reaches the body faster. It's like having a smoke detector that goes off the moment it smells heat. Is it inconvenient sometimes? Yes. Can it feel embarrassing? Absolutely. But it's also protective. It means your brain is alert to emotional meaning long before others notice it. Here's a big one. People who cry easily often have high empathy. Empathy isn't just understanding how someone feels. It's feeling it with them. In the brain, this happens through something called mirror neurons. These neurons activate when you see someone cry, you hear pain in someone's voice, you witness emotional suffering. Your brain doesn't just observe. It simulates. So when someone else hurts, your nervous system reacts as if you are hurting. That's why emotionally sensitive people cry over other people's stories, strangers' pain. Fictional characters, their brains don't draw sharp emotional boundaries. They absorb emotion from the environment. And without boundaries, that absorption becomes overwhelming. For many people who cry easily, the pattern didn't start in adulthood. It started early. Childhood environments shape how emotions are expressed. Some common experiences include growing up around emotional unpredictability, learning to read moods to stay safe, being punished for anger, but allowed sadness, feeling responsible for other people's feelings in those environments. Crying becomes the safest emotional release, the least threatening response, the most acceptable outlet. So instead of anger, tears come. Instead of confrontation, tears come. Instead of shutting down, tears come. Not because the person is weak, but because their nervous system learned this was how to survive. People who cry easily often have a sensitive nervous system. This means they reach emotional overload faster. Their parasympathetic system activates quickly. Emotional stress becomes physical sooner. Tears are not just emotional. They're neurological. When emotions spike, the body needs release, and crying is the fastest exit. Some people numb. Some people explode. Some people withdraw. Some people cry. None of these responses are wrong. They're different coping mechanisms for different nervous systems. Society doesn't like emotional visibility. It prefers control, stoicism, silence. So people who cry easily are labeled weak, dramatic, immature, but psychology tells a very different story. Emotionally expressive people often process emotions faster, recover quicker, suppress less, develop deeper self-awareness. Crying isn't emotional failure. Chronic suppression is. Let's be honest. Crying can become overwhelming when emotional boundaries are weak. Other people's feelings are constantly absorbed. Anger is never expressed. Emotional rest is missing. The solution isn't stop crying. It's learning emotional boundaries. Nervous system regulation, self-protection. Sensitivity needs structure, not suppression. People who cry easily don't feel less. They feel deeper. The same system that brings tears quickly is the one that brings compassion, creativity, and connection. Sensitivity is not a flaw to fix. It's a language to understand. And once you stop fighting it, you realize something important. The world doesn't need fewer emotional people. It needs more.